Today is March 20th. This is a garden update. Today I planted some green beans, and I just realized after I planted them, I cannot stand how this camera won't focus. But anyhow, Bushmaster it says there, and Bushnap. After I show you what my intentions are, I think you're going to agree with me that maybe I have the wrong kind of green bean, but I'm still going to go with it. This particular bag of green beans spilt out, so they're in a baggie. Problem is there are other seeds in there with it, so we might get surprised and have something we didn't expect when I grow it, but I'm pretty sure that the green beans are a lot different looking, oh there we go, than the other seeds that are in there. They're a lot bigger, so I don't really see it being too big of an issue. Green beans, more peppers, cilantro has sprouted, spearmint, sweet basil hasn't. I have to go read up on how to grow cabbage because it's cabbage au cross that sprouted there. Swiss chard neon lights mix has sprouted there. Cherry tomatoes, sun gold has sprouted in there, and the last one they're just starting to sprout this morning are my baby spinach. And we'll be going outside and I'll be updating you on the flower bed and my new trellis. So, all those little plants over there. The lettuces and peppers. So, since the last update, I would say that there's been a lot of growing going on. These big plants right here in front are the squash. Squash. Quick look here at my tomatoes. I hate doing this in the daytime. I cannot see when I'm filming, but I think I got that right. Purple lavender. More tomatoes. More. They're pretty good. These tomatoes, I still have this leaf problem, and I'm treating it like blight. And basically, if I don't want to put any pesticides on it, then I have to, like this stem here, see how it's all infected. So you break it off, or cut it off if you don't have sharp nails. And you get rid of it away from, like you don't just toss it down there because you'll affect everything else. So you have to keep doing that. And the problem is I do it so much and it's not working, it still comes back. I mean, it's slowing it so that at least it hasn't taken it over, but from what I read, it can cause deformed tomatoes. And as you see there, that is exactly what I have. Most of them are not that way. And they say that it doesn't hurt them. But eventually, if I don't do anything, it'll just completely destroy it. It'll just keep dying off and dying off. Because what happens after they, get yucky like that, they shrivel, they curl, they turn yellow, then they turn brown, and then they just fall off. I'm trying to find one to show you, but I think I've pretty much got them picked. Well, yeah, I can't show you, but I can just, anyhow. So, if it gets, I'm tempted to order some sulfur stuff and try and see if it'll clear it out, because I just don't know how far it'll spread. I mean, these are the big tomatoes and these are the little grape tomatoes, and definitely, you know, there as well. In the window I have some cherry tomatoes that will be planted here. So, you know, it's all, you know, I guess it's going to get it too, and I really don't want that. I'll show you over here the little tomatoes, by the way. These are my Roma tomatoes. By the way, I decided I transplanted them too early, and they're doing great, but I think they would have done better had I had transplanted them from the little container to maybe a little bigger one and gradually stepped them up. I think I put them in the ground too soon and they slowed them, but they are rebounding real quick. Here, they look good. Now these, I got confused. So I think that's the pink lavender. I think that might be another purple lavender, but I'm not sure. Maybe it's a tomato plant. I really don't know. This is my dill. It's looking really good. I've even used them the other day when I made zucchini fritters. This is a baby's breath. It's okay. It'll get better, but it's a little wilty. And this is my mint, doing absolutely wonderful. And these are my squash. They're, if you look, they're just starting to show the beginning signs of some flowering. They're not flowering yet, but they're starting to grow them. Just barely. When we get to the zucchini, you'll see that those are flowering, have progressed a lot quicker. This is the wildflower mix that I had. It looks like it's seeding. I don't know if you can see that. But those are little seeds on the end. I really don't want that to drop in my garden. I maybe should move that. There's the purple lavender again. And then these are the zucchini. And I noticed this morning that the little flowers are really taking off there. Gosh, they're so big I can't even see in there to show you. There we go. Try that. The little flowering. So when these get a little bigger, they have to be pollinated. I try to help it out. And when we get to that stage, I'll show you how that works. The ones in the experiment in the cages, well, they are flowering, but there's not much room for growth on those leaves. So, and I don't know how in the world they'll get pollinated naturally being in there, so I'll have to work on that. And that's my dad. Say hi, Dad, to Facebook. This is the trellis that I made with PVC pipe and a nylon trellis that you can get from Home Depots or Lowe's. I was going to put it on the outside of the box, but instead decided to move it in one so that if I chose to, I could plant something on both sides of that and it could grow up it. So the green beans I planted this morning, I don't know if I'll do one side of it or both, but it's ready. And these are to hold another one. I'm going to make a second one, although I won't be using it right now because I got the romaine lettuce here is doing okay. I think some of that just might make it, although I really had my doubts there for a while. Some of it's looking healthy. And then the peppers, most of them are doing great. Looks like we have had a grass hijack into the bed. Oh, you don't belong there. And I think that's about all there is to say. So I'm going to go ahead and finish today's update and just kind of show you the tops of the little tomatoes here. Notice what I did on this board is I'm trying to train them to, instead of keep going up. Oh shit. Anyhow, I'm trying to train them to come back down. Like this one. I'll have to come and give it some kind of little bit of weight, not too much. Ooh, looky here what I found hiding back there. Let's get this off. I didn't even see those when I picked them last. But anyway, yeah. So that's what I'll do. I'm trying to weigh them so that gravity will take over and bring them back down. This one should have went up before it went down, so I'll have to tie it up. But same with the big ones. See, the tops are finally starting to produce, and I really don't have anything against the neighbors, I suppose, but I don't particularly want to share. So I'd like to bring it back down where, you know, I can have a little more control over who gets to eat them. So I'll be working on that. And that's pretty much it. There's nothing down there except weeds, and it's about time to get down there and weed it. My back has been doing a lot better. So that chore should become a little easier soon. I don't have any big plans other than the stuff in the window that I showed you. Most of that's going to go into the flower bed. I shouldn't even call it a flower bed. Oh hey, that blight I was telling you about, this is kind of a, let me pull this leaf off here so I can show you the cycle of what happens to it. See how it's yellowed, it's curling, and what's going to happen is it's just going to wrinkle into a brown nothing and blow away. So that's what happens to the leaves. That's why I try to keep them trimmed. Looks like this one here could use a lot of picking that I've missed or is new or whatever, but that's what the blight looks like. And you have to stay after that stuff. If you get it, you have to stay constantly pulling at it if you don't want to spray pesticides on there. It's hard work, and like these here are really exposed to the sun more than they should be. Oh yeah, let me tell you what I did here too. This branch was tied up, but it brought these right up on that board. So I took up one of the connections out, let it hang a little bit. It's caused a bend here, but it seems to be doing okay. And it gives these more room to finish growing it without that board being in the way. So that's one of the disadvantages of putting this trellis so close to the fence, is that if your fruit get caught up too close in there, it doesn't have a lot of room to expand. Looks like I need to come out here and do some more tying up too. But it's been a great year. I guess I started this last summer, and it's kept me motivated to get outside and, you know, be busy, and that's always a good thing. So when you have little problems like this, you just say, how to fix it? Don't worry about it killing everything, because if it does, you just start over. Alright, have a great day, and I guess I will post again in another week or so.